and they will listen if you show them how much you care. Okay, I remember years and years ago, on my first time being, I got good friends with Dwayne McNally since 1975. Okay, we've been buddies since 1975. So he gets a job with the Bengals. So he calls me up, and I go to training camp with him. For 8 years, I went to training camp with the Bengals. Okay? All preseason, stayed with the Bengals, blah, blah, blah. I'm walking off the field one day, okay, and Paul Brown, who was alive at the time, calls me over. He goes, I said, holy shit, what the fuck did I do now? Okay, I'm a young football coach. No, I'm scared shit. Right? Yes, coach. Okay. He says, they don't know when you're mad at them. I said, what? He says, they don't know when you're mad at them. If you keep yelling at them all the time, they don't know when you're mad at them. Okay. At that point in time, I said, it makes a lot of friggin' sense. You pick your spots where you can get on them. Right? You pick your spots where you need to get them back in line. Right? And then one other time, we were watching film. Years ago, there was 16 millimeter film. There was no computers. There was no video tapes. There was none of that shit. There was 16 millimeter film. If you scrimmaged, the offense and defense both watched it at the same time. The head guy had the clicker, right? And they'd be watching the offense and then watching the defensive, and so on and so forth. Coach Brown would sit in the corner of the room. And so as they go back and forth, for all you head coaches, right, somebody always says, the head coach goes, why did he do that? Why did he do that? Everybody has heard that in a fucking meeting before. Why did they do that, coach? Why did they do that? So there was a secondary coach, right? And Forrest Gregg's going, why did they do that? And the guy says, well, I told them. Holy shit. Coach Brown got up off the chair. He slams the table, right? And he goes, you did what? He says, well, I told him not to do it. And Coach Brown says, I don't want you to tell him, right? I can find anybody to tell him. I don't want you to tell them. I want you to teach them. Teach them, don't tell them. I must have wrote that down in the corner of my notebook 250 times. Teach them, don't tell them. There's a big difference between teaching them and telling them, okay? Those little things go a long way, guys. Go a long way. It's not how much you know, okay? They don't care. It's how much you care, right? The most important thing is the chemistry you create in your meeting room. It's not that you're going to run 61 protection. It's not you're going to run the inside zone play from 18 different formations. That's not it. The chemistry you create with them is more important than any of that shit.